All right. I need to be super efficient for the month coming up, or at least I need to be on the ball. Let's go with on the ball, and we're going to try and make an effort by, wow, doing my November goals video on October the 31st. I just, and yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that. So, November goals. Number one is time with Ja. This is NaNoWriMo month, but need to make it so that hopefully I have time with Ja. That is the most important thing and the thing that will keep me sane and keep me happy. So yeah, number one, time with Ja. Number two is to do those daily walks with the dogs and Jackie. That will get me up early in the morning. That will give me that bit of exercise, give me that little bit of other bit of socialization. So all really, really good stuff. And hey, if we could actually get Ja walking with us, that would be great on a many fronts. But that's not my goal. That would be Ja's goal. So she'll figure that one out for herself. Number three is early to bed, early to rise. Yeah, so it's going to be a matter of trying to keep myself focused for this month of, hey, get your sleep and get yourself up as toot sweet in the morning, because that's when the NaNoWriMo work will get done. Number four is a late night snack. I'm going to work on that. I am going to work on that because a part of taking care of myself is to try and not overeat. And I think that's probably my main source. There's a couple of areas that I can work on my calorie intake. Definitely one of them is that night snack. And yeah, so need to think about that. Need to think about that one. Number five, I'm going to continue on with my phone and earbud hygiene, having the little B to do a tick mark next to saying that I kept the earbud in the office here versus taking it to the bedroom is a great idea. It is great for sleep hygiene of just like, okay, the bed is a place where you read for a bit and then you just go to sleep. And that's really worked for me. And I think it's actually really improved my sleep. So that is good. Number six, I've switched to YouTube comments. I have a whole bunch of comments that I need to I need to actually answer and be if I'm going to have a YouTube channel, public one, I need to actually publicly work on answering comments, which I will start tomorrow on. That'll be good. But yeah, doing that having a regular thing of probably sitting down in the morning after breakfast, answering some comments, getting that cleared away is a really good idea, and not letting it build up like I've done now. Number seven is getting to work on time, especially if I'm going to be having NaNoWriMo stuff happening. I might get another session in of writing, but the important thing is definitely focus on being a professional. There's a shift change where people who are at work that I'm relieving, I need to be there on time to relieve them, as always. Number eight is doing my daily physio exercises. Did really well last month, and the month before that I've been really good at kind of keeping that consistent, and I will continue with that. Number nine is to publish 5 videos on Jay Shea, which shouldn't be actually that hard. I've got an e-reader tag that I just recorded that I guess we'll see how good I sound in it and how much I have to cut out. B, a like, comment, and subscribe review, which I think I should still actually be able to do in this kind of semi-crazy month. Next one is a less review, because I'm really enjoying less, and even if I've got that down as a publishing on Jay Shea, but who knows, that also just might be a review for myself, but that's another one. Another video to make would be a waffle video. I haven't made a public one for a while. I made a practice one, which just stayed on here. But yeah, we can make a waffle video, and then one more, and then there'll probably be one more after that. I'm sure stuff will come up. So yeah, those are some. I've got videos there that I could get done in this month. Number 10 is NaNoWriMo. So this is National Novel Writing Month, where you try and write 50,000 words. Probably good start to a novel. I'm going to really try and not be as hardcore. Oftentimes I've gotten well over the amount that I needed because I would really wanted to finish the story. I think I'm going to try and be a little bit more measured this time. Just do if I just do one writing session a day, that might actually be a better, more healthy way of doing this thing. Who knows? Maybe I won't get quite to 50,000. That'll be okay. But I think for me, the main goal of the month is to write every single day. And I think that would be really great. So write daily. Fairly quickly get a rough outline going. Because the story, I'm using my Miss Dufflepuff story that I've been working on as a speaking it out loud exercise on this channel here. I've got a kind of a very good rough outline already, but I'm just going to kind of point form it so that I can then I can hit the ground running and just write everything out. So my plan is to get up at 7 a.m. each day during the week and write for like one session, like one solid hour each day. I'm going to put aside watching movies for the month, which should be is not a hardship. Now I've been a lot of my days have been just like a half an hour of watching a movie, but I'm planning on getting a whole hour in of writing, so that is going to be a little bit more discipline of getting up at 7 a.m. Probably I'm going to try and get up at 7 a.m. and we'll see how that goes. I'm going to have to experiment, because if I find that like I'm going to bed at 1 o'clock every night, well, then getting up at 7 a.m. isn't actually, I probably need my 8 hours sleep. This is going to be the whole thing about getting to bed at a decent hour each night. I'm going to need to do that. So I might have to make a thing of saying like, okay, light out at midnight so I can get up at 7. That might be the best. That might be the way I'm going to be able to do that. So yeah, I'm going to have to work back and forth and figure out how that goes. Maybe, 7:30, and then get up, go to bed at midnight and get up at 7:30. I think that actually that is probably more realistic, is if I change it not 7 a.m. but 7:30. Yeah, 7:30 a.m. get up, and then so it's for 1 hour session that day, because that should be okay. However quick it might be 7:25. So bed at midnight. Bed at midnight. So yeah, I will see how that goes. That's gonna be the challenge. Number 11 is keeping up with my daily journal keeping. Working on trying to work on doing a subject or vignette each day. That'll be important. And we got Shira barking away there. Um, Daily tasks in Keep Note here. I'm going to pause for a second. All right, where was I? Yes, daily journal keeping. So I'm trying to work on the whole thing of doing a vignette or one subject in an entry versus doing a whole list of what my day was. Some days I just don't have the mental energy to do anything other than list off stuff, which is kind of ridiculous, since the whole part of my journal is I do a list here, but then I don't know. I could just pick one subject on that list and talk about that a little bit more in detail. That would be fine. Breathe. I'm kind of semi-tense about this, I guess. Number 12 is daily tasks. So this is my Keep Note to-do list, where I do find it really, really useful to just kind of to make a list of what I would like to get done in a day. That seems to really drive me, keep me focused, where I will get much more done if I do it that way. I completely fell off in October. I just was not feeling great that month, but I think I could do. I think I'm gonna try and get back on that of just like, okay, what would I like to get done today? That would be a really that would be really good. Number 13, I've got mowing as necessary. I think in general, just sort of yard work in general, what needs to get done. There's not a lot of stuff growing, but there's probably still lots of cleanup, fall kind of cleanup stuff that will need to get done and things like that. So that will definitely come up, and Jackie will, who's more in charge of the garden, will probably keep me abreast of all the stuff that we should get done that way. Number 14 is continuing on with my vocal improvement. So doing my no ums videos weekly, doing the vocal videos, which is at this point is just going to continue to be Patsy Rodenberg, and that's definitely going to be one of these things of trying to keep up with that while doing NaNoWriMo. It's going to be trying to keep myself to doing a really efficient 1 hour of writing first thing in the morning so that later on in the day I can do all of that stuff, which usually ends up taking me about 45 minutes to do my vocal video. Not, well, if I did a vocal video, but also to do my reading out and all that stuff. I'm reading out Orlando Furioso at the moment privately, and that all definitely takes time, and I hopefully will be able to keep up with that. I might actually take a break from it if I'm finding that I need the time for NaNoWriMo. I think I might give myself permission to take days off if that is the case. Um, yeah, yeah. It's funny. One of the things that I just thought of is for NaNoWriMo, I might actually do little NaNoWriMo updates for myself during the month. I might do that. I might do a little vlog for myself of like, okay, here's been my first day. This is how it's going, and do little talks that way. So I'm not having to completely do notes, but actually kind of talk it out for myself. So I might actually put that up in number 10 again, as well as doing those videos during 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 the month. That might be a fun thing. That might be a useful thing for me, actually, more than a fun thing for for anyone who would happen to stumble across it. So yeah. So yes, doing the vocal improvement, doing the vocal exercises daily. Sorry, I completely got off there, but yeah, that is something I think is kind of a daily video journal. We'll see. I also don't want to take up more of my time doing something like that when I could be actually working. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I don't have, we'll see. We'll see. Jesus. So yeah, doing that, vocal exercises. I'll probably some point in the month I will do a vocal exercise video where I can do my exercises. I'm probably not going to change my vocal exercises during November because I will have so much else on my plate. Definitely something to think about for December. December, I'm going to put there December change or alter vocal routine. We'll see. Question mark. See how that goes. But that might be a goal for December that I can just make a note of. So yeah, there's that. Looking forward in the year, actually to the next year, I've got number 15 is make a 2023 themes idea document to add to and put on the calendar of like check in each week to say, hey, have you added anything to that? Is that something you'd like to think about a little bit there, John, Jay? So and this is inspired by Cortex, the podcast Cortex with CPG Gray and this other fellow whose name I can never remember. And around the 1 hour 30 mark, they talked about how they're sort of making little lists of like just noting stuff like and it was like, what are things that I would like to do better, what do I enjoy doing, what makes me unhappy. I'm going to go back and just kind of re-listen to that, and these various little prompts I'm going to put down in this document, and then hopefully just kind of revisit and add to as I go along, building up to next year, where not on New Year's, but for just to kind of think about what I would like to think about as a theme, or just sort of a general, like, okay, how do I want 2023 to shape up? Because oftentimes just coming up with a list or coming up with a couple of goals that way is really powerful. It's like that simple to-do list for each day is, I've found, quite powerful in the past, and that's why I want to restart it. So yeah, those are those are sort of my goals for those are my November goals for the that I've got so far. I'm slightly rushing it, though. It's probably not wouldn't have been any better if I'd thought about it a whole ton. So that it's actually good just sort of talking them out and adding things as we go. I've got also, just for October the 31st here, I've got the things of just fill out the calendar for my November, um, blank, and start a to-do file on Keep Notes. So I've got a to-do file of like each day of the week, and it's like, okay, blank, and let's start over again, and start populating that, and then I'll just cycle through the week and then change it as like once I get down to Saturday, go back up to Monday or whatever, and cycle through it again, and do that. I might start it as a Tuesday to Monday list, because for me, my Tuesday is my Monday and my Monday is my Sunday. So I will do that. And then the other thing is to start the rough outline tonight for my Miss Dufflepuff story, where I've got sort of my first 5 entries, first kind of 5 scenes, or first 5 chunks of how I'm going to write the story, so that when I get up tomorrow and I go, oh God, what am I doing? I'll have the first one, and I'll have the first one for the first 5 days, where, oh joy, November starts on a working day. So I will have the 1 hour, which is actually probably pretty good. I find that working days are far easier to get my writing in than on the weekend. So that's all fine. That's all fine. And yeah, try and get that first 1,666. And the other thing that I would put for today is start get my um, go to the NaNoWriMo site, and get myself go to NaNoWriMo Nano website, and get myself and get set up. So yeah, those are my goals. Oh God, November. Let's we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I October was tough. October was tough. Tough enough that I was thinking, like, oh, I'm not going to do NaNoWriMo. It's just going to be too tough on me. It's a really good opportunity, if anything, to just kind of educate myself again, remind myself again about how hard it is to write a book. And yeah, yeah, I find that valuable. All right, I will leave it there. I'm going to go make dinner. More videos later.